right, everyone. Welcome to today's episode of Political Retrograde. What are you presenting to us, Elizabeth?
Hey everyone, today we are going to talk about the attack on Paul Pelosi. I'm sure everyone is familiar with this. This one I felt like was such a big deal when it happened because, it was on camera. Like, the Charlie Kirk thing came out, but with Paul Pelosi, you don't actually see like the hammer connect to the head. I mean, it
Yeah.
definitely does. There's no denying that, but you don't see it. So it never got taken down. Like you can, if you haven't seen the video and you want to go see it, just Google Paul Pelosi hammer attack, and it's a police officer's body cam footage. Um,
Okay.
so I think that probably plays a role in like why this one was so big.
Yeah.
Also, these are 85-year-old people. These people are old. Like
Yeah.
it's shocking that he wasn't more like he's lucky he's not dead.
Yeah. Yeah. I forget. I mean, I feel like Nancy Pelosi does a good job of doing her hair up and making herself look younger than 85. I mean, I
Yeah,
knew she was getting up there, but 85.
85.
That's
Yeah.
like older. I don't know.
I'm
That's my
always
grandma's
surprised.
age.
All these politicians are always so old. Like when I found out like Hillary Clinton's true age, I didn't know that was her true age either.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably good. It takes you a long time to work your way up, but it
Yeah.
was shocking.
Yeah. It's all the baby blood, they say.
Like,
Have you have you heard
they're
that?
sacrificing babies to stay young.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one of the theories out there, especially with Hillary.
Maybe
So,
that's why well, then why are Republicans so against abortion? Because they could just take all the babies and
right, and stay young.
drink their
Yeah,
blood and stay young.
yeah. Yeah, and I don't know if it's like a, Madame LaLaurie where they're putting the blood on their face to stay young or,
Oh, or if it's like
or
a general buck naked where he would, like, eat the hearts of living babies.
yeah. Oh,
General butt
yeah.
naked. That's what he would do. For battles, he would this guy's still alive too. That's crazy.
Oh,
Yeah, look it up when we're done. It's insane.
I'm
Um,
going to.
anyway, there's
Alright, yeah, back to Paul
there's
Pelosi.
that no one asked for. Okay, back to Paul Pelosi. So, Paul Pelosi, he is the husband of Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi was the 52nd Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives. She served from 2007 to 2011, and again from 2019 to 2023. They are members of the Democratic Party, and she was the first woman elected U.S. House Speaker and the first woman to lead a major political party in either chamber of the Congress. She was head of the House Democrats from 2003 to 2023. So she married Paul Pelosi. A little bit about Paul Pelosi, I didn't know when I was looking into him. He is a multimillionaire. Together, him and Nancy are worth about $114 million.
Mm,
He was a venture capitalist, so he owns it's called Financial Leasing Services Incorporated. It's a San Francisco-based real estate and venture capital for investment firm. He also from 2009 well, in 2009, he purchased the California Redwoods, which is a United Football League franchise.
okay.
That then became Sacramento Mountain Lions until it folded in 2012. Um, so he has gotten a lot of attention also for his success in stock trading. There's been a lot of attention drawn to this because him and Nancy have been so successful off it.
Mhm.
Um, because of this, Congress has like tried to tighten the restrictions on stock ownership by lawmakers. And I don't know for sure if this has happened, but I did see something. Ian was telling me about this, so I'm wrong if I apologize if I'm only getting part of it right. But there was like an app that they were working on that basically made your investments match the Pelosi's. Do you
Yes.
know what I'm talking about? Okay.
Yes, and it is a thing. It is
Yeah.
out there. I know people who use it. So,
Yeah, which is like, to me, that's genius.
oh yeah. I know I told Kyle to get it. So,
Yeah. I mean, I don't know anything about stocks, and I'd probably end up like I'd log in and be like $300,000 in debt or something. So, but yeah, an app like that is crazy to me.
mhm.
Um, so anyway, something that I found interesting was his early life. At 16, him and his brother were in a car, his older brother named David. He was in a car. Pelosi was driving. He lost control, crashed the car, and his brother actually died in that crash. So he was later exonerated by a coroner's court.
Okay.
Of course, like I said, he was only 16. It was in 1957.
Yeah.
Um, and he was exonerated later by a coroner's jury. But to me, that's really sad. That's a hard way to start adulthood.
Mhm.
And then in May 2022, so not long, like months before this event, he was arrested for driving under the influence of alcohol in Napa County and crashed into another car at an intersection. He did plead guilty and sentenced to 5 days in jail, $6,800 in fines and restitution. He had to complete a DUI program and was sentenced to 3 years of probation.
Okay.
So, made some mistakes, but sounds like he did take account of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, okay, so on October 28th, 2022, at approximately 2 a.m., David Wayne DePape broke into
Okay.
Pelosi's house. Nancy wasn't home at the time. Paul was there. Not long after you see him break in on the security footage, Paul calls 911, and
Mhm.
he's very calm on the phone. And he just says, "There's a man in my house." And the dispatcher says, "Okay, is there a problem?" And he said, "Well, he doesn't think there's a problem. He thinks it's all good, but I'm not good." And the
Yeah.
dispatcher says, "Okay, well, call back if you change your mind." And he was like, "No, you're not understanding. There's an invasion happening."
Yeah.
And then DePape freaks out and cuts the connection. So the 911 operator then um, sent cops for a welfare check, which I find interesting that it's called a welfare check considering the conversation that I heard in the
Yeah.
911 recording. Um,
Yeah.
so DePape told Paul that he was going to stay there until Nancy came home. When the police got there, DePape and Paul were both standing next to each other holding the same hammer, and Paul had a glass in his other hand.
Mhm.
The cop said, "What are you doing? Put the hammer down." And DePape said, "Nope." And then freed it from Paul's hand and struck him in the head. I believe he made contact twice.
Uh-huh.
The cops came in, like immediately arrested him. And like I said, this is all on the police body cam.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he he was arrested, and the cops that night asked him like, what was your intention? What was your plan here?
Yeah.
And he said that his plan was to hold Nancy Pelosi hostage and talk to her, hoping that he would get her to change her ways. He said that that he just wanted to talk to her,
Mhm.
and if she was honest, he would let her go scot-free, but if she lied, he was going to break her kneecaps.
Oh my god.
Yeah, psycho. So he was charged with both federal and state charges of kidnapping, attempted murder, and elder abuse because, like I said, they're 85.
Yeah.
Um, he was sentenced in May 2024, federally first. He was convicted of assault and attempted kidnapping. For that, he received a 30-year sentence. That sentence was there was some clerical error with that, but it was reissued later that month and approved. So that sentence did go through. He was also sentenced then again in October of 2024. A San Francisco jury found him guilty of aggravated kidnapping, first-degree burglary, and false imprisonment of an elder. And he was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. So his sentences are both set to be served concurrently, so he will never have a chance to get out of prison.
Mm-hmm.
Paul's injuries, so he was left with a fractured skull and a few other injuries. He did end up having to have surgery to repair those injuries. Later, he said that he does have some long-term issues like dizziness, balance, and migraines. This seemed to be pretty much solely motivated by very far-right conspiracy theories.
Mm-hmm.
And his real target was Nancy. She just wasn't there at the time.
Okay.
So yeah, I saw Nancy had released a statement that saying that, she's like, I will never have any interest in seeing the attempt on my husband's life or something like that. She wasn't very happy that
Right.
the video was released, but it was released after being petitioned by like every news media outlet.
Mm-hmm.
Which I thought was interesting. Anyway, so David Wayne
Yeah.
DePape, the one who committed this, he's a Canadian. He's not even an American.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah, it is. Like, why? I don't know. There's a lot of theories that I've seen out there that
About this
are,
specifically?
yeah, because
Like, if you're not voting and you're not a citizen, what are you doing?
I don't know. Did you hear that the guy was like an escort or anything? I'm throwing stuff out there with absolutely no research, no facts into
Okay,
it.
so
So,
I did hear some rumblings about that. So
okay.
he was described as shy and quiet and reserved.
Hmm.
He came to the Bay Area around 2000 and lived with his partner activist. Her name was Oxane, Oxane, but she
Okay.
went by Gypsy,
Okay.
and they had 2 kids together. So pretty much from any record of him coming into the US, he's been very unstable.
Hmm.
Him and Gypsy broke up in 2015, and then there's reports that after that he kind of just his mental state just deteriorated from there,
Yeah.
and he even had periods of homelessness.
Okay.
So, I mean, it was years leading up to this attack. He was online, talking about Pizzagate, including other theories like QAnon
Hmm.
and claims about the 2020 election. And
Okay.
he also posted a lot of racist, anti-Semitic, and sexist content. So he's just kind of a really horrible person. He's sentenced in the California Correctional Institution he's been there since November 2024. But yeah, I'm not sure why someone who is not even a member of this country
Cared.
cared to this degree to attack a House Speaker's husband. I mean, there is
Yeah.
home security footage of him like standing outside of the house and like
Uh-huh.
like with his whole body ramming into the door
Yeah.
or window, whatever it is, and breaking through.
Yeah. So I did not know that they had footage of him breaking into the house.
Yeah,
So that definitely
at 2 a.m.
mhm, that makes it that definitely makes it look more like a break-in 'cause basically what I was hearing was like, "Oh, it was a break-in, but not really,"
No.
Paul answered the door with a drink in his hand, but then it's like, no matter what, he was hit in the head with a hammer.
Yeah,
Something's
no,
not right
this
there, you
yeah.
know?
'Cause I thought that originally too, that Paul had answered the door and let him in, but it was 2 o'clock in the morning. This man is
Yeah,
85 years old. Like,
yeah,
I'm pretty sure he's probably asleep by now.
yeah,
So he breaks in, and then there's like a gap. I mean, because it's all timed from the time that
yeah,
he broke in. A few minutes later, that's when Paul's 911 call comes in, and this man, the David DePape, was not being immediately aggressive towards Paul. Like he did not stop him from calling. He
yeah,
was telling him to hang up, but he wasn't like rushing him. He clearly let Paul go get a glass of water or whatever it was he was
mhm,
drinking, and even let Paul answer the door for the police, because when the
yeah,
police showed up, he was standing on the other side. I mean, they were right on the other side of the door, and the door was wide open.
mhm,
So he wasn't, I don't know, he wasn't like holding him at gunpoint, or he didn't have a knife to his throat. Now, we still know that that's holding him hostage,
yeah,
but it wasn't violent until he hit him with the hammer. Like,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, so I don't know. They're just, from what everything I read, it was a pretty quick response time to the Pelosi's house after Paul's call, but not like nothing happened in whatever time gap that was,
yeah,
whether it was 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I don't know, but he was fine until he wasn't, which
yeah,
is almost more scary.
yeah, and how old was he? Or how old is he again?
42.
42.
42 at
Okay,
the time, so, like, now he would be, like, maybe 45-ish.
yeah, okay, so he's half the age of Paul Pelosi, and
Yeah, and
I
he's
think
bigger than Paul Pelosi, like, this is a
okay,
big dude.
okay. So I guess to some, the way Paul Pelosi handled it made it look suspicious or funny, especially if you don't have um the video where the guy's breaking in.
Yeah,
But I guess from that the other perspective is if this guy is half Pelosi's age, much larger, Pelosi obviously cannot take him physically. So the calm demeanor that Pelosi had could have saved his life. He was probably like, "Okay, well, I don't wanna argue with this guy. I don't wanna fight back against this guy because if he if he broke in and, like, busted the door down to get in, obviously he is unhinged and
right.
therefore some sort of with some malicious intent." So,
And I think, like, that is also the generation in which you're just, like, a lot calmer about things. Like, I
yeah,
remember my grandparents handling things where I would have lost my mind, and, like, my grandpa would be cool as a cucumber, or, like,
yeah,
it was like, it's like a man thing, like, not getting hysterical, trying to figure it out, and like I said, he wasn't aggressive or violent even on the phone. He was kind of talking in code, like, trying not to set
mhm,
DePape off, but also clearly wasn't in duress at that time.
yeah,
So yeah, he definitely, I don't know, there's some things there. I think
yeah,
sounds like he was a very big, conspiracy theorist, which
mhm,
isn't is never a good thing.
right,
Um,
right,
but I guess in June 2024, Nancy Pelosi said that he was about 80% recovered physically, but traumatically, he was not doing well. Which I'm
Yeah.
sure after that,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, I feel like this whole thing was downplayed or just
mhm,
like kind of turned into a joke, but then when you hear all the details about it, it seems like it I mean, it
yeah,
sounds like it was a scary
yeah,
scary
and
time for him.
at one point, he called it a suicide mission, even to police. DePape did. So,
Yeah.
um, I mean, Pelosi had surgery after the attack, but he went home on November 3rd. So,
Mhm.
um, but yeah, I'm sure
Oh
that's
my
a hard
gosh.
recovery, especially when you're
Yeah.
85 to recover from anything when
Yeah.
you're 85, let alone a brain surgery from a
Yeah.
trauma. Uh, but
Yeah.
good on him for not ratting out Nancy. That's scary.
Yeah.
I don't know where she was at the time.
I can't remember either. If she was like at the White House or, not home. I mean, she was probably working or
Good thing
something, but
Paul wasn't having an affair, huh? That would have been awkward.
yeah.
Could you imagine?
Right. Well, and then also I'm thinking like, okay, so what if he would have freaked out and like shot the guy? That would have been an even bigger scandal, I feel like. Like this is something that
Oh,
people are kind of like letting roll off and letting go. Whereas if he would have shot and like killed an intruder, it would be such a bigger scandal, I guess.
yeah. I don't know. It was just so violent. Like he must have been like poor and homeless, and a hammer was all he had access to. Because I feel like if
Right.
he had access to a gun or a knife or something, well, I guess he could have taken one from Pelosi's when he broke in, but
Right. Yeah.
you know, not. He clearly wasn't super intelligent.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say Pelosi's lucky he didn't have a gun, you know.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, the I think everyone is lucky he didn't have a gun.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
probably would have been dead a lot sooner. Well, I
Yeah.
guess he's not dead, but he probably would have been dead.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, also I feel like with some of these people don't feel as bad for them,
Mhm.
because there is all the scandal with the stock trading. Like legislation was introduced called the Pelosi Act to prevent people in Congress from being able to stock trade or to trade stock.
Oh.
So it was literally named after her. The letters stand for something. I don't know what they stand for, and I don't know if it got anywhere. Um, but yeah, she was definitely receiving some heat about
So
that.
can the Pelosi's not do stocks anymore?
I believe they I believe that they still can, but it's a conflict of interest for a politician to
Yeah,
be, stock trading, especially if they have
absolutely.
insider information. I mean, Martha Stewart did
I was
prison
gonna say
time.
Martha Stewart did time.
Right, right. But apparently politicians could, and they do it on both sides, so I'm not trying to make it one of those issues. But yeah, I don't think that they should, because they'll get people lobbying for certain things to pass certain things, and it's like,
Mhm.
"Oh, if you give me that little bit of information on what I should do with my stocks, then, you know,
Yeah,
I don't know." But I
yeah.
don't think it's going to go anywhere cuz obviously there's a lot that want to be able to do that. They're not going to admit they're doing anything immoral, of course, but
Mhm.
you know. So,
Yeah. Yeah, but too many people will wanna do it. It won't get taken away from them.
right.
Kinda reminds me of, like, the hatchet-wielding hitchhiker, but,
Yes.
like, the
Yes.
hammer-wielding
Hobo.
hobo. Oh my god, yeah. The hammer-wielding hobo.
Sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to tell you about my sponsors real quick. Sometimes I need a boost before my bike ride, but pounding an energy drink or coffee beforehand just isn't an option. What I love about Quantum Energy Squares is that they're made with 10 grams of plant protein and 100 milligrams of natural caffeine, equal to an 8-ounce cup of coffee. I get the boost I need without having to drink fluids that weigh me down or cause a pit stop during my ride. They have over 2,500 reviews with customers raving about their delicious flavors, like caramel almond sea salt and my favorite, dark chocolate pink Himalayan salt. My discount code gives you 25% off your entire order, and it's currently the best deal available. Just visit quantumsquares.com and enter in my promo code JADE, that's JADE, at checkout. Sometimes I get on a roll cleaning or gardening, and I need a boost but don't have time for a meal. Big Fork Brand's pork jerky is the perfect choice to keep my momentum, offering high-protein snacks for on-the-go energy boosts. Not only do they offer pork jerky, but they also make pork sticks, bacon sausage, bacon hot dogs, and burger and hot dog sauces. Products come in a variety of delicious flavors, including Thai green curry and maple and brown sugar for the meat options, and gangster and Chicago fire for the sauces. I personally think the original flavor of the pork jerky hits just right after tackling a big chore. It's a little salty and very flavorful. My discount code gives you 20% off your entire order, and it's currently the best deal available. Just visit bigforkbrands.com and enter in my promo code JADE, that's JADE, at checkout. Are you looking for a gift for a music lover, or maybe some apparel to show off your quirky side? Old Glory has you covered. With over 300,000 officially licensed items covering music, sports, entertainment, and pop culture, you're guaranteed to find the perfect item. They even have seasonal gear. My husband enjoys the Beatles and Led Zeppelin apparel, and I love the Billy Idol apparel. I even found items for my fellow plant enthusiasts. This family-owned superstore is known for their quality and customer service, offers free standard shipping on all orders, and orders are shipped the same day you purchase. My discount code gives you 15% off your entire order, and it's currently the best deal available. Just visit oldglory.com and enter in my promo code JADE, that's JADE, at checkout. I'm trying to think if there's any updates that I've heard on from previous cases. Not really with the Minnesota
Not really.
lawmakers.
Have you heard any more much about Charlie Kirk?
He got so he was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom yesterday, and his wife Erica accepted that.
Obviously, I saw she's pretty much taken over everything now.
Yep, yeah, she's been made
for
CEO.
her. I'm glad that she's like, I got this.
Yeah. Apparently that was like something that had been expressed by Charlie, like, if I ever die, let Erica be CEO or whatever. So it was supported by all
nice to see a good husband-wife duo like that.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, Tyler Robinson is still awaiting trial.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he'll get the death penalty, I'm sure. His next court date is October 30th, so
okay.
Which I saw that they said the judge agreed that he could wear street clothes and no shackles to the court hearing, but I don't know if that'll remain true.
Yeah.
Trying to like make him look like not a criminal because he's a 22-year-old kid.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's hard for me to like wrap my head around a 22-year-old doing something like that and sentencing him to death.
Yeah.
Which I'm not. What he did was wrong. It's just a messed up situation. Like I can't imagine being judged in a court of law federally with my life on the line for something that I did at 22 years old.
Right. I mean, if it was a 65-year-old, okay, you're not going to rehabilitate this person.
Yeah.
But a 22-year-old, I feel like could be rehabilitated.
Or at least, I don't know. I guess it takes like even if he is convicted of it and he is sentenced to death, it would be years and years before he's actually executed.
Right. I mean, this is kind of a deeper topic, but, you know, people are able to fight for our country at the age of 18. So in some aspects, an adult, you're getting treated like an adult. However, when you're going to college, when you're doing certain things, you're really not treated like an adult until your mid 20s. And I
Yeah.
think that that's where we have a huge flaw
Yeah.
in our system and the way we treat people.
Right.
You,
You're held accountable for everything at the age of 18. You're considered an adult, but really, the law restricts you from a lot of things until
mhm,
you're at least 21. You can't
yeah,
even rent a car until you're 25. You can't
yeah,
be the president till you're 35.
hmm
It's there's a lot of things in place because they say our brains aren't developed till we're at least 21.
yeah, yeah,
Yet
yeah. It's just
you
something
can
to
have
think about,
kids, you can buy a house, you can become there's no law saying you can't be a doctor at 21.
right?
There's
Yeah.
nurses, RNs
Yeah.
that are 19.
Yeah, and isn't that weird that it's like, "Oh, well, you're not, mature or developed enough to make these decisions, but you can make these decisions, you can." And I mean, just in the college in general, like, you're signing up for loans for
Oh,
how
you have no idea what
large,
you're
and then
signing.
yeah, and, I don't know. So I remember one year, I was having a hell of a week during finals at UNI, and I'm broke. I'm working 2 jobs and trying
Mhm.
to pass my classes, and they had milk and cookies out for the students for final stress, and I just wanted to be like, "Why the fuck do you think milk and cookies are appropriate? I need coffee and a bagel. I am an
Literally,
adult. I'm not a child. I have
milk
to go
and
take this
cookies.
exam to" like,
What, is Santa Claus taking the exam?
right. I was
Is
just
Santa
like, "You
Claus your
guys,
instructor?
like, why are you turning all these college kids into a bunch of pussies? I hate it."
Literally. Ugh,
But they
no,
can,
that's crazy.
yeah,
But you were talking about how, like, they can go to war and stuff, and I see that Putin just signed another
yeah,
document allowing criminals to go to war for Russia,
really.
which, I mean,
That's fine. I
is
don't
it
care.
I mean, like,
I
okay,
don't care.
I don't like, Russia is savage,
Yeah.
but is it, like
Can you trust the criminals to do what they're ordered to do,
that's
I
what I
guess?
mean is, like, do you have to split them up, or, like, would America be better off if we took
Interesting.
all these people who were never going to get out of prison and sent them over to some third world country where there's a war going on to try to get the upper hand? Like, I
Yeah.
don't know what's morally right there.
Honestly, I know a lot of people's lives have been changed for the better because they did join the military.
Mhm.
So I could
I
see it
just
being,
don't wanna take the, like, compassion and the humanity well, really out of life. I don't want
yeah.
it to just be like, well, these people don't matter because we have seen cases where people are convicted and then years later it's overturned and they're innocent.
Yeah. I would
Um,
hope that they were being treated just as respectfully as all of the military members.
I mean, like, kind of depends on what it's for. If they're like child predators
Mm,
or, like,
yeah.
then I say that we send them over to like the worst parts of the world with nothing.
Yeah.
And we don't even say they're Americans, like, because really, do we want to claim that? Let's just
Right.
like dump them off.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and if they're like serial rapists,
Right.
you couldn't trust them around any female soldiers.
Right.
They've had in situations where soldiers have raped women and children.
Yes.
And so you don't
We don't want
want
them
any more
around
of
like,
that.
well, yeah, like we would have done that in Vietnam, like there's already so much of that terrible shit happening. There's kids everywhere. You don't want to send
Yeah.
them. I mean, shit, BTK is still alive. We could send him to Ukraine to fight.
Oh my
I mean,
gosh.
it's crazy.
That
Like
is
paying for him
crazy.
to have a good life in prison.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
he's not
that
even on death row.
right. Right. I don't like I wonder if you were to take Tyler Robinson and put him in the military, if that would be helpful for him.
Well, yeah. I mean, I would be nervous about giving him another gun,
Yeah.
but it is crazy for me to fathom that BTK, who committed multiple terrible,
Yeah.
horrible murders and crimes over and was free for 30 some years while
Mhm.
he had done it and has not committed or admitted to all of his crimes, is going to live a long life in prison being
Yeah.
fed and cared for humanely, while Tyler Robinson, a 22-year-old, is probably going to get sentenced to death. And I don't
Yeah.
mean that in like Tyler Robinson should go free and get no punishment kind of way. I mean that in like a this is the scale of our justice system and
Yeah.
this is how broken it is.
Yes.
Like, who deserves
Yes.
to die more, BTK or Tyler Robinson? Tyler Robinson, they're both terrible, and what they did is terrible.
Mhm.
But BTK's is indefensible. He did it because
Yeah.
he was sick. Tyler Robinson did it out of beliefs, and it was
Yeah.
still intentional, but it wasn't like, let's just see how many people I can literally
Right.
torture
Right. Yeah.
while pretending to have a wife and kids at home and live a normal life
Right.
and taunt the
Well,
police
and
with
was BTK a good husband and father?
yeah, no, BTK was like he led like the Boy Scout thing. He
Mhm.
was very active in the community. Um he lived like at one point he talks about how he had to slow down on his killings because he got so busy with life. So when
Yeah.
he was dormant, that's like when his kids were, younger and he was involved in all the extracurriculars and this and that.
Mhm.
And then when he starts killing is when he loses his job and gets bored and his kids are
Yeah.
in school or out of the house or, and he's got time and
Yeah.
that's what he chose to do with it.
What state is he in?
Kansas.
Okay. Do they not have the death penalty in Kansas?
So he, at the time of his conviction, there was not the death penalty. And
Mhm.
then after he was convicted, they did enact the death penalty, but there was a law that you can't base the death penalty can't be applied to past criminal cases,
Gotcha.
which
Yeah.
to me seems like a stupid law.
Yeah.
Like if you're
Yeah.
deciding now there's crimes bad enough to die for, then shouldn't,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
Maybe
and because they would still get their chances to appeal and,
yes.
all the legal stuff. So,
Yes. Yeah,
but
like I said, Tyler Robinson will be in court on October 30th. So at our next episode, we should have at least some update. I don't think we'll get much, but hopefully at least a trial date.
yeah. I just need somebody to explain to me why, like, Charlie's shirt moved upwards, like the bullet was coming from like in front of him or slight could you hear
I
that?
saw that.
Or slightly
I
below him?
I know, and how there's I have a lot of questions based on like the video footage of Tyler Robinson running across the building and then jumping down onto the ground,
Mhm.
and like what he did with his gun
Yeah.
in the meantime.
Yeah, the assembling, disassembling, assembling. And then I heard that that his parents actually don't think he did it, or there was something misreported
Really?
there. Yeah, and I'm just like, "What?"
Even though his dad was the one who, like, made him turn himself in.
Right. Or, like, maybe the mom did I don't know, and then, of course, Israel's brought up. I don't feel like that was something that Israel was involved in personally. I know that there's some weird stuff there, but I don't personally think that that's.
Yep. I
Um,
think that one probably sits right along JFK, MLK,
mhm.
the attempted assassination on Trump,
Yeah.
all those, and like the we're never actually going to know what happened pile.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, yeah, and all the medical stuff, the conflicting medical reports, like,
Yeah.
but
It's sad to think, like, in the off chance that he isn't responsible. And, like, as a mother, I think about how I would feel if, like, my baby was, I
yeah,
don't know. I mean, obviously, he's guilty of something, and
yeah,
maybe he is the only one who did it. I don't know, but it's hard.
yeah.
It's just hard because he's so young.
And how old was Thomas Crooks? I mean, I guess it doesn't matter, but a young man, you know. And
Mhm.
I just wonder if we tend to think more in conspiracy because it's hard to believe that a
20.
man so young, 20, oh my god. See, see, it's
And he
hard
was
to
killed.
believe. Yes, yeah.
He
Oh man,
died.
I saw some fucked up pictures of that before they got removed from the internet.
Did you?
But
I didn't.
mhm. Um but it, I think it's hard for us to wrap our minds around that someone 20, 22 could kill such an important figure.
Yeah.
Thomas Crooks, if Trump wouldn't have moved his head, would have assassinated Donald Trump.
Well, and Thomas Crooks was, like, by all accounts, he was a, like, very, like, good student,
Mhm.
active, at school and in the community. He was quiet. He had no criminal record, and he had just graduated with his associate's degree in engineering. Like,
Yeah.
that's a big thing to then just decide that you're gonna take
Yeah.
a AR-15 and try to blow the president's head off.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
and now because he's dead, we'll never know the true motives.
Yeah.
Um, but
Yeah, and it like his social media was wiped, wasn't it?
I don't know, was it? I would not be
There was
surprised.
nothing of
Yeah.
him on social media. Whereas yeah, I guess I don't know. I guess I'm apt to believe I don't know if Thomas Crooks did that. I don't believe he did it on his own accord.
That's
I
what I
think
mean, is, like, I have a hard time believing that Tyler Robinson and Thomas Crooks just got, like, independently on their own said, "I'm gonna go try to kill this
mhm,
very prominent public figure." I mean,
yeah,
that for Charlie Kirk, but for the president of the United States, like, that's a
yeah.
pretty big feat. I
Well,
mean,
and you almost know it's a suicide mission,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
and I don't know, to be okay with dying in those circumstances, it just
Yeah,
makes I think for college kids too, though, it's really hard for them to understand the finality of death.
yeah,
Um, you're around it a lot, and, like, I always feel this way when I see like, young 12-year-old kids, like, when I hear about them committing suicide, I think it's
mhm,
hard for people to understand the finality of death, and until death has really impacted you personally,
yeah,
it's hard to comprehend it, and then once it does happen to you, what usually it's your grandparents that pass first.
right,
It does take a while to adjust to that new normal, or, I just most kids nowadays have had a friend or a schoolmate or
yeah,
coworker or somebody that dies an untimely early death,
yeah,
that just the idea of
yeah,
it just being over, like, it's just never coming back. I don't think that that can be comprehended.
right. You know, so with our age gap, we went to the same school. I didn't really see death in
Mhm.
my class. We had a couple bad accidents where somebody was brain damaged, whatever. Until later, after I'd been out of school for a long time, then I've seen more people that I know die before their time. I'm not even
Right,
40 yet. No one should be dying, but
right.
accidents happen. But for something about your age group and these small towns, uh, there's been a lot of death.
I feel like it's gotta be social media.
It has to be,
I mean,
because I
at
didn't
least,
grow up with social media,
yeah,
you
and
know?
maybe not entirely, but to a degree. And now that we have social media, you hear about the surrounding school districts that
Mhm.
kids are dying all the time, and it's,
Yeah.
I don't know,
Yeah.
it's scary. I don't know. People are cruel. Cyberbullying is strong.
Mhm. And I think getting those clicks, you're engaging in risk-taking behavior, whether it be
Yeah,
physical activities, whether it be fighting with people, bullying more,
experimenting with substances.
yeah.
Yeah,
And it
all
and
that.
that is something that a lot of these people who are trying to commit an assassination, their online activity is pretty, how many of these people just in these 4 episodes, how many have come in contact with QAnon or the
Hmm.
Pizzagate or any of these online big conspiracy theories that it's like almost every one of them,
Yeah.
are in, not maybe every single one QAnon, but almost every one of them, or even the random cases we've talked about along the
Hmm.
way, there's been some sort of media influence that they were engaged in that maybe affirmed that to them that their idea to assassinate somebody or commit a crime was the right way to go about it.
Yeah. I mean, because you can get, before, if you're in small town, small town America, you probably don't have a lot of people in your town that are
Hmm.
thinking radically like you.
Yeah.
So with social media, you have one platform where you can reach the entire world, and chances are there's probably a couple hundred people with radical ideas, and when they all come together, it is catastrophic. And
Hmm.
then you have people like Tyler Robinson and Thomas Crooks and David DePape, who then become martyrs and heroes and become infamous, and it just keeps happening.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's the other thing too is they get fame from their crimes. They see other
Yeah.
people get fame from their crimes and well, I want attention.
Yeah.
Obviously not in those words, but they might want to feel more important or whatever, and
Hmm.
I guess for some even in death that's better than the life that they're living now. It really is just so sad to see someone in their 20s not understanding that there's so much more to live from. Like, you can change your whole life. Like,
Hmm.
I mean.
And I think it's important to note, like, you know, this isn't a, I know that Shades of Jade is a primarily Republican based podcast, but
Mhm,
like this is a prime example. Like, okay, we're talking about Paul Pelosi today. Well, he was a Democrat and he was
mhm,
attacked by a Republican. Where if you look at some of the other ones, you have a Republican attacked by a Democrat. So this
mhm.
isn't like a, yes, it's political, but it's also so just like part of the human condition where
Yeah,
like this is never going to stop happening because we're humans and we're violent and we don't like when we don't get our way.
mhm,
So I think I've been pretty conscious of like not just covering, like, maybe supporting my way. If I'm a little more liberal than you,
right. Yeah,
it's, I want it to be even across the board because this is an everybody issue.
right, right. I remember, I think it was last podcast on the left, but I'm not sure. Like, they've covered Ted Bundy and John
Yeah.
Wayne Gacy.
Yep.
Well, John Wayne Gacy was a Democrat, Ted Bundy was a
Mhm.
Republican, and
Mhm.
I remember them having to say, like, "We're not bashing the party, it's just
Right.
that both were involved in politics, and this
Yeah.
was the political group they belonged to."
Well, and it makes sense for politics and crime to go together. People feel so passionately about politics that it causes them to become violent. Like it
Mhm,
does make sense when you're
Yeah.
talking about like human rights being taken away or your right to choose being taken away, or if you feel like people are condoning the murder of babies,
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
it's a mess. And I even had a couple people reach out to me because I would share this podcast and they would be like, oh my God, I didn't know like you leaned that far to the right or the left. And I'm like,
Uh-huh.
did you listen to the podcast? That's not what it's about.
That's what makes me mad, is that people will comment without actually listening to what I'm saying.
Yes.
You know, because even in my snottier videos when I was still recording those, I would make sure to point out that, well, Republicans are guilty of this as well. You
Yeah.
know, I try my best not to name call or, you know, do those popular catchphrases, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
because that's that's where you come that's where the divide starts, I think. Is
I
I
agree.
understand that not all Democrats are those crazy people screaming for it, I don't know, the murder of babies, or, you know,
Yeah.
just something outrageous.
Mm-hmm.
Um and I hope that people would do the same, that, oh, just because I vote Republican right now doesn't mean that I agree with, I don't know, whatever far right
Yeah.
thing is going on, you know.
Right. And I mean, if you look back over the last several decades, it's kind of switched into what they mean. You know, Republican used to mean what Democrat means now, and
Hmm.
Democrat now means what it used to mean to be Republican. And it's just so changing, and the times are so different. It's
Yeah.
incomparable.
Yeah. And I wish it didn't matter as much. Like, I remember a time where it didn't
Right.
matter really who you voted for. Like, it
Mhm.
wasn't something that was thrown in your face like it is today.
Yeah. Like it doesn't mean I don't care about you just because I
Hmm.
didn't vote how you wanted me to vote.
Yeah.
I know. I think that we need to remember that voting how we want and for who we want is part of being an American.
Yep. Yeah, we were talking about how crime and politics kind of goes hand in hand, and because
Mhm.
certain things, because politics make people so upset that it makes them
Mhm.
want to commit a crime. I was
Yeah.
thinking about that also the other day, about how law and politics go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Well, crime also goes hand in hand with the law, because if it weren't
Right.
for the law, we wouldn't have a definition of what a crime is. So it's,
Yeah.
yeah, it kind of, through the law, politics and crime are connected. So
Mhm.
that's,
Yeah. No, that's a great way to put it, which is that therefore our justice system, which we, you know, in America really, really depend on for a lot of things. Um, however slowly it might move, we
hmm,
still hope that the justice system does the right thing, which so far in the DePape case that's happened.
hmm,
So hopefully that will happen in the Tyler Robinson, Charlie Kirk case as well.
yeah.
It's
So
unique that the perpetrator's not dead in these.
yes, yeah. Because usually, well, Ryan Ralph wasn't killed either, but yeah, a lot of times they've been assassinated, or they were killed for their assassination or assassination attempt, and then
Yeah.
we don't
And
have
then
their
they're
side.
not getting interviews with the media after that, you know.
Yeah,
You really
yeah.
don't hear from them again.
And for Robinson and DePape, have either of them spoken with the media about anything, or
I don't think they'll let them.
okay,
Um, because of like the whole like infamous thing.
yeah, yeah,
They really try to take it out away from the perpetrator, but
yeah,
if you're
and
if you're like me and you want all the gory details, that's not
right,
it's not
right,
enough.
yeah, yeah,
Although I don't want them to get recognition. I just
right, yeah.
like
No, I
true
know what you
crime.
mean. Yeah, so oftentimes I won't include names. I'll just be like, oh, the attacker, you know. But
Yeah.
everyone knows who it is.
Mhm.
Um, so DePape got 30 years.
Mhm. He got well he got 2. He got like back-to-back consecutive sentences, 30 years, and then life without the possibility of parole,
Oh,
because
okay.
he
So
had
he's never
state
gonna.
and federal.
Yeah.
So
See,
he
and now
has no chance of getting out.
no. See, and that to me, that almost compared to other crimes, that almost seems steep. But
Right.
he could have killed Paul Pelosi, you know. So I'm not upset that he got 30 years. But if you
You
compare it
know,
to other
I have a
crimes,
really hard time accepting the or the charge of attempted murder. To
mhm.
me, that doesn't make sense, because you meant to kill that person. You
Yeah,
got lucky they didn't die. It's only attempted because you got lucky. Like, you
yeah,
meant to kill them. Why are you not just charged with murder?
yeah. Do you listen to Nancy Grace?
No, does she say that?
Yes, yes. I'm like, oh, yeah. I
I
love
love
Nancy Grace.
Nancy Grace. But yeah, no, it's like, what? You, like, you meant to kill them. It was
Yes,
your intention to kill them. You are an
yes,
unhinged human. Like, your life was not at risk. You had other choices. You chose to
yeah,
go out of your way to do this violent attempted
yes.
murder. You should be charged like you did it.
Yes. So you can charge people with a lot of drugs on them with intent to distribute. They're
Yep.
almost always charged with that. So why aren't
Yes.
people charged with intent to murder? Like
Even
I
the
like
people who aren't going to distribute it and just, like,
they're just
buy a
hoarding
bunch of weed
yeah,
for, you know,
a better deal,
a better
whatever.
deal or something, and then, or they're having, like, a party, like, in the Hollywood and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, you're I don't know.
Yeah.
Again, it's our justice system.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
I think we made some really good points today. All right. Well, as always, if anyone has any suggestions, please let us know. Every time I ask, they're like, "Well, I got to think about it for a little bit."
I think as people don't realize, like, which ones are, like, actually politically motivated, because there's a lot, and
Yeah.
they're small. They're like, there might not be a lot of information on it, but
Yeah. Still interesting. So, well, until next time.
till next time.